Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to this live event. This live event is about spirituality, magic, money, our new book out on Candle Magic, and the new course which is also ready on Candle Magic. Hello, Ali. Good morning, good day. And we are really excited to say that we have the new course on Candle Magic where we've addressed a number of issues that you've brought up. The most important issue, hello Lee, is Candle Magic and spirituality and magic. We have a chapter on that and a course on that. Hello Samantha. We've got a week on Candle Magic and Money, which is the subject of this particular live event. We have a week on Candle Magic and Health. We have a week on Candle Magic and Love and Sex as well. So we are addressing the use of candle magic and how a very simple yet powerful form of magic can be used to enhance your life. Hello, Vivian. Thank you very much. So we will be addressing all of those in the course that starts on Thursday, so please come along and join up. Also, the book on the subject will be out Tuesday, so we're selling it as from now on. So April will put the link here for you to be able to click onto it and buy the book, and you will receive it Tuesday. It's ready to go. We're just putting the finishing touches on the editing, and it's all a very exciting time. Many people have used lockdown to feel stuck. We've used lockdown to write 3 books and write 3 courses and build the community here with you, and it's been very exciting to do so. Anyway, let's have a look at Candle Magic. What I wanted to do was speak a little bit about it and then invite you to ask any questions of spirit relating to anything financial for you, any blocks that are there really relating to the subject, and we can talk about how to make that happen. We can talk about the value and the power of candle magic, of language, of how to think, etc., etc. So straight in, candle magic is quite deceptive in lots of ways, because in some ways it's one of the simplest forms of magic, in that it's basically get hold of a candle and work via focus and intention to create a form of reality. Yet at the same time, it's one of the most powerful forms of magic because it relies on fire. And our book is called Candle Magic and the Power of Fire Scrying, which we address as well. Now, scrying means using an element, in this case fire, to create the potential of being able to read information clairvoyantly, psychically, etc., via the element. So we're going to be using that particularly towards the ultimate end of the course, the crescendo of the course, of how you can use fire scrying to get exactly the information to create your intention, to be able to go from there to use your intention in the magic to be able to move forward in your life financially. Now, one of the other things that we're going to be addressing a lot, which works very, very well with candle magic, is the power of color. As you probably know, you can get candles in all sorts of colors, but colors actually represent all sorts of different energies. So when you're working with candle magic, you can use the right color candle to relate to exactly what your intention is. We take it beyond that in the course as well, of working with candles in combination and colors in combination, so you can actually hone down your intention more specifically with the color magic that you're working with candle magic. And by putting the 2 candles pretty close together, the 2 flames will create a haze, and you can stare through the haze and get the energy of both as you begin to work in those kind of ways. And this is something we'll be discussing a great deal when we're working. But right at the moment, there are a number of options when working with candle magic. A round color, for example. Basically, what you would be talking about is how to create your intention. So let's start there. So you're creating an intention. The intention will be around bringing a certain amount of money into your life. Now, you can do that in a number of ways. You can do that in a sense of bringing abundance in your life on a generalized level, financial abundance in your life in a generalized level, or you could do it in other ways where you're talking about specific amounts. It may be that you're talking about creating a large amount because you're wishing to improve your quality of life overall financially, or it may be that you're talking about producing a smaller amount because you're actually wanting to manifest that amount right now. I don't know, you've got a bill to pay, or you need to go somewhere, or whatever it is a focus around your intention. And both forms, if you like, of candle magic for money would be absolutely effective. And what we're saying is the point around working with your intention, the point around developing your intention, is that you become very specific about what it is you're choosing to create. Now, I'm using language there very, very deliberately. Many people will talk about either in forms of manifestation or in forms of magic that you're asking the universe for something, as if like the universe is, I don't know, some god or whatever, and that you are praying, if you like, you are almost begging the universe to give you this experience, and the universe has the power to give you it. Now, it's very difficult with language, I accept that, because we've got ways of working with language so we can understand each other. But the reality is, you can work magic from another end. You can work magic from the point of view of you in your power, and because you, within your whole sets of perceptions, experience the whole of reality through you, then you are the divine being of that universe, and therefore you command the universe to bring you, say, financial abundance in this particular case, to follow your commands of creation. And that is one of the other ways of understanding magic, and that is one of the other ways of understanding candle magic. Now, one of the reasons that we wanted to look at finance is, well, a couple of reasons really. The first one is obvious. Everybody wants to know more about money. Everybody always wants to find a way of creating more money, creating more abundance in their lives. But at the same time, it's one of those contentious issues, isn't it? There's this idea around, for example, that you shouldn't use magic to create things for yourself, particularly money, because somehow that's selfish, somehow that's greedy, somehow you're going to upset the divine being, and if you do this too often, you're probably in the afterlife going to be sent to hell to burn forever, etc., etc. And these ideas are very, very prevalent in religion. These ideas are very, very prevalent in actually what I would call right-hand path magical practices, Wicca, for example, and other similar things, that you shouldn't ask for money for yourself, that what you should ask for is spiritual growth and surrender and trust that money becomes part of that. Now, I kind of get it if your path is to follow God's will, whatever that may be, and surrender into it, and somehow you grow more and more like the divine being where money isn't important and the rest of it. But if you look at it the other way around, if you say, hey, I am a conscious living being, I am part of the universe, not a separate part, not a small part, everything about me was made by the universe, everything about me is the universe, the whole of experience flows through me, and nobody experiences reality quite like I do. And if I experience something through touch, it may appear that I'm experiencing the touch on my fingers, but actually really that's not true. What happens is an electrical message is sent to my mind, my brain, and my mind create the reality in my mind. It's the same with my sight, my hearing, my taste, my smell, and the other senses. I think I covered them all there. that the whole of perception, my whole reality is created in my mind based on a whole range of things: sensory responses, my beliefs, my background, my experiences in the past, what other people have told me, etc., etc. So actually the whole of the reality that I live in, the whole of the universe that I live in, is actually me. And everything else may be an external reality, but the truth is, because the whole of reality happens in my mind, I don't have the ability to experience external reality, and nor has Lee, and nor has Ali, and nor has anybody else on this call, or indeed any other human being. The only reality we live is the reality that actually happens in our mind. So therefore, at one level of convention, it may be true that Lee, for example, or Samantha are different people. That may well be true, but at the same time, they may just be a reflection of me. They may just be a part of me that's reflecting back, that gives me every level of experience that I should choose. So therefore, I live in an abundant universe. That bit is absolutely clear. If you look around, there is an abundance of everything. Even if we're experiencing a lack, we're experiencing a lack based on being the opposite of abundance. Abundance is part of that definition. There are abundance of planets, there are abundance of stars, there are abundance of trees and animals and humans, etc., etc. Abundance is in the very nature of the universe. I am the universe. Abundance is part of my reality. And to claim abundance in financial form is me being in my power. Now, there's a question here from Nan McGowan. What can you tell me about myself? I would say two things here, Nan. I would say, one, I'm going to stay particularly on topic. This isn't the open Ask Spirit mic. This is actually on candle magic and money. And two, I would ask you in this particular format, because there are a number of people online already, to be a little bit more specific in your questions, because that kind of question would be much more a one-to-one reading. So there's a number of things in here, and April has answered in the same way. So let me just finish this little bit and I will begin to answer some questions. So one of the ways that I would work with candle magic is I would choose which color to go for. Obviously gold is an opportunity to go for. Gold is a representation of abundance. Gold is the color of the metal that we use as valuable. Gold has all of those kind of connections. So gold is also, gold is an option to work with candle magic. Silver is part of our monetary system, certainly in some parts of the world. It certainly is in the UK. In actual fact, sterling silver is a description of silver. And we would tend to use silver in magic for smaller amounts of money, that kind of thing. Green often is related to abundance, the green earth, the green land, etc., etc. And also, if you're from the US, the greenback is your note, is your financial color of your money, your paper money, and there's a relationship there to money that you can very, very strongly focus on in order to build your financial abundance. Red, whilst not directly related to money, I would see red as passion. I would see red as a drive to create a better life, almost an anger, almost full of your life. So that kind of energy could be used to focus on creating abundance in your life, financial abundance in your life, would work very, very well depending on exactly what your intention was. And black, because black is like really a fabulous color to work with. Black is when you're working with candle magic, black pulls things towards you. It creates that kind of energy that pulls things into your reality. So black is a very powerful way of working in that sense. Good afternoon, Karen Gibbons. I've just seen your message. Good afternoon, Karen Weiss. So let's start with Christina. I know I have some money blocks, yet I truly believe I will be financially comfortable by age 45 years old. Oh, you must be very young then, Karen, if you haven't got there yet. How do I find out my blockers, and is by 45 going to happen? Karen, Christina, it's going to happen because you choose it. It's going to happen because you focus it. Now, you don't have to focus it a long way away either. It depends on the level of energy you're prepared to put into it, but it also depends on your belief systems. If your belief systems are somehow you're not worthy enough, somehow having money is right for other people but not for you, somehow the root of all money is, or the love of the root of all money is evil, or any of these kind of beliefs that are around in the milieu around us, particularly in countries that have a strong Christian influence, you will find it difficult and you will find it blocked. However, my sense is with you, very, very specifically, is that your primary block is actually around deserving. That really people in your family haven't really made a lot of money, and that it doesn't really happen to people in your family because somehow you're not hardworking enough, you're not good enough, you're not clever enough, you're not something enough to deserve a lot of money. You're something enough to deserve some money, but not a lot of money. And that seems to me the psychological blocker that I'm seeing in your energy field. Is it going to happen by 45? It's going to happen because you create it that way. It's a switch in thought. It's a switch in energy. It's a switch overall in magic in that kind of way. Because the manifestation process is, yeah, when you do magic, you assume that it can happen in the immediate. But when I would talk about manifestation, or more powerfully magic, candle magic in this particular incident, for money, I may be looking at it to be cumulative. I may be looking at doing the work on a daily basis, the energy work, the visualization work, the magical work, to build up that energy, to empower yourself, to empower your relationship with it, and therefore create. And I would say yes, but get a very, very specific goal. I will be financially comfortable by age 45. Well, think about what that means. Financially comfortable might mean you have enough money to pay your mortgage or your rent, your food and your bills, and that your children are fine. Or financially comfortable may well mean that you have X amount of thousands or even millions of dollars in the bank. I would say get a clarity about that. Get absolutely clear what you mean by financially comfortable. And when you're beginning to work with that, you will begin to notice your own blocks to those ideas. You know, well, is it really feasible that I could have millions of dollars? And as you're writing it, I mean, a part of you will go, yes, of course, why shouldn't I? And there'll be another part of you that feels a little bit uncomfortable, and that will be the clue where the blockers are. I hope that helps, my friend. Vivian, everyone needs to take one of Stephen's courses. Thank you. They will enlighten your life. Books are amazing. From United Kingdom. I'm definitely from the United Kingdom. Hi Vivian. Okay, Ali. Okay, thank you. I'm seeing orange and purple when channeling. Synchronicities around 222 and 555. Okay, Ali, I'm going to take that purely from a financial point of view to stay on topic. 222 There's a duality there. 222 is about male and female, as in energies, masculine and feminine, or abundance and lack, or having money and having no money, for example. That, you know, so you're being shown, if you like, with the repetition of 222, how you're working in a thinking point of duality. How you may well be working with abundance, but you may well be working with its opposite. And that the existence of its opposite, so I don't have any money at all, in its very nature, abundance is present in order to be able to define it. So you can identify with the other side of the energy and you can begin to draw in. 555, I've got my 55th birthday coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'm kind of tuned into fives at the moment. And there's this sense of, it's a pregnant pause. It's about to break through to something much more powerful, much more incredible, much bigger, much more amazing. It's that sense of it, the fives. So you working in duality with the 222 and the 555s is you're about to shift your consciousness in order to be able to manifest abundantly, is how I would interpret what we're saying. The color orange has to do with abundance, it has to do with action, but also it has to do with mental agility. Orange is like a mixture of red and yellow. Red is passion, red is drive, red is action. Yellow is, communication, is mental agility, is thought. It is the use of your mind in very effective ways. So you put those through in that way, you've got that orange, you've got that power that you can use to use magically to create abundance. And purple is, purple's the royal color. Purple is the pure spiritual color. Purple is, funny enough, purple's also sex, but we can talk about that another time. Purple is that energy of being in your spirituality, of being in your power, that you can use and focus on the creation of your abundance and the creation of your money and the creation of the value within your life. And that's what I would talk about in terms of what information you've given me here in the context of today's event. Lee, how can I use candle magic to bring in extra money to complete an ambition? I would start from a number of places, Lee. I would start with your intention. Now remember, your intention is different when you're using magic than when you're using manifestation, law of attraction. Your intention assumes, without doubt, that this money is yours. So bring in extra money. Start by getting a clarity in your intention of exactly what you mean. When you say bring in extra money, I'm assuming you don't mean bring in 75 pence or 75 cents if you're from the US. I'm assuming you mean a certain amount of pounds to make it worth it. Get the clarity of what you're talking about. So bringing in extra money is a very, very vague command to the universe that may be met abundantly, but it may actually not be. It may be met in a very, very small amount. So get a clarity of what you mean. Do you mean bring in extra few hundred a month? Do you mean bring in extra few thousand so you can meet your connections to what it is you're choosing with your ambition? Do you mean bring in extras 10,000s? Get a clarity about what you're talking about. Know exactly what you're talking about. Use your intention and the language. The English language, because it's your first language, use it in terms of power. So in your intention, it isn't I want or I would like. Because if you write that in a magical intention, I want money, what you're actually saying is, give me the experience of wanting money, not give me the experience itself. So it would be, I choose money. I choose to experience having this money. I am money. I have money. It's those power words. Get very clear about which words you're going to be using in your intention. And then do some research into color magic, particularly around candles. Look at which colors and their symbolisms relating to candles relate closest to your intention. Now, our book is out. April will be sending it out to everybody that orders on Tuesday. And we have a lot of information, a lot of power in that book around the use of color magic in that particular way. So let's say, for example, that you choose green. Now, green represents money because the US dollar underpins the world's currencies. If, like me, you're a traveler, you will know that. You will know, particularly in second and third world countries, that they'll have their own currency, but they'll also use the US dollar in the street, on the bus, in a shop, whatever. You can say, okay, green, because it represents the greenback, is the color of money, and therefore I'm going to tune into that. Okay? You can do the candle magic by making it completely ritualistic, and we go into this on the course that you're on, Lee. I think probably on Thursday we'll go into this bit around what I call consecration. So create yourself a small altar with your intention, with your energy, with your power. Put the energy of magic into the altar. Have an altar cloth, the right color representing your particular focus, and that can be, any kind of cloth that covers it. Select the candle, as we said, but consecrate it. Put energy and power into the candle, into the altar cloth, into the space of the room you're using for candle magic. So you're doing it on two levels. One, you're creating and empowering all the tools you use, but also you're creating in your mind, for your unconscious mind, the whole psychodrama that goes on around magic, so your unconscious mind gets it, and when your unconscious mind gets it, it unlocks the door to the superconsciousness, the place where magic is, that place of the collective human experience. Sit down by your altar, on a stool, on the floor, wherever it is. Place the palms of your hands each side of the candle. Focus your attention into a meditative space. Light the candle, see the flame. Put your hands back so you're connected to it, and look through the flame of the candle into the astral world, and focus your attention in your imagination on your goal precisely. And then take it through there, from there, to absolutely a statement. It is my will to experience, to have, to choose, whichever. You get the words. But it is my will. Not please, 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 can I have that? I'm a really nice person and I deserve it. Please do this. I want to feel good about myself. No, you're commanding the energies of the universe, because when you do magic, you are the creator. April and I go into much more detail on this in the book and on the course, of which you're already a part, of actually really how to get yourself into that space, how to drop into that space, how to really work with these energies, how to create it in ways that gives you the sense of being in a magical place that opens it all up. We also, as you know, with the courses so far, in this course as well, because it's one of the series, we use transmutational meditation, which is a form of guided meditation, as Lee knows, but for everybody else, that adds different levels to things. It uses color, it uses symbolism, it uses story, it uses ritual magic, all within the meditation to open you up to higher levels of magic and energy. It uses moon magic. It creates the whole psychodrama of magic in your unconscious mind, so you're much more open to the abilities and the powers of it. And that's how I would loosely and quickly answer your question, Lee, in this context. That's a really interesting question, Christina. Which candle color can I use to burn away my financial blockers, for the ones I'm aware of and for the ones I'm not aware of that are in my unconscious? That is a really, really important point around candle magic particularly. Candle magic, you can go two directions, just like the universe itself. You can go the direction of destruction, like burn away those things in my way, burn away those obstacles, destroy those obstacles so I can create anew. Or you can go into the direction of creation. It's like, this is where I was, this is what I'm creating. Both are totally valid. When you're working with magic, you're working with godlike powers. Godlike powers both destroy and create constantly. That's the balance. Yeah. I would use burn away financial blockers. One of them I'd use is red, because red has passion in it, red has anger in it, red has drive in it. Red is a destructive color as well as a positive, powerful color. You can use red for war. Mars, the planet Mars is red. Mars is the bringer of war. You're creating war against those things, if you want to look at it that kind of way. And you're burning them away with your power. So I would use red in that kind of way. And I wouldn't distinguish between the financial blockers that you're aware of and the financial blockers that you're unaware of in your unconscious mind. I would make them one thing. I would make them with my intention that I burn away the old, those things that I experience as an obstacle, to empower the new. And I would look at it in those kind of ways, Christina. Is there still money from your deceased husband for you, Christine? Yes, there is. There's money that's not known and money not claimed yet. I would look at that. I'm not going to go too far into this because obviously we're talking about candle magic and money, but yes, to answer your question. Lee, is there certain coloured candles to bring in a certain figure? Now, I think you mean a figure of money as opposed to a figure of a person. Yeah, there's a number of approaches. I may use it if I had a certain figure and I felt it was a powerful figure, say in the thousands for argument's sake. I may use gold and black together. Gold because it represents that level of abundance. Black because black draws into you, it draws things forward to you. And I would say that, yeah, the coloured candles are part of the equation, the colour magic here. But the certain figure is absolutely about the intention that you focus on, that you write, and that you use as your intention as you drop into that place in yourself, the crossroads between the worlds, the crossroads where one side of it goes to material reality and the other into the astral worlds, and you stay in that place where you can stand at those crossroads and say, it is my will as the creator. It is my will that X amount of £1,000 is in my bank, bang, whatever. And we'll work more of intentions in the classes. But absolutely, you can use certain coloured candles to bring in certain figures, and that's about using our book, using our courses, if you like, to research some of the candle colours that we would work with, but also doing further research to empower yourself with very, very specific knowledge around colour magic. Karen Gibbons: do you need a special area for candle magic, an altar or something, or will my coffee table work? Lol. Yes, your coffee table would work, but what I would do in terms of if you're working with your coffee table, Karen, is at that particular time, just before you're doing the magic, I would consecrate the coffee table. I would, in my mind, I'm not going to go into all the details here because it will take far too long, but I would, in my mind, see energy passing through my body and in my hands, driving out the energy of the coffee table. And then new magical energy coming through my hands as I dedicate the coffee table to the practice of magic. And I would put a coloured cloth on the coffee table. And I would make the coffee table special for the candle magic for the duration of the time you're doing the candle magic. So you can use whatever kind of table, but you can then, and wherever you are in a room, but you can switch the mindset via your actions, like consecration, so it becomes a magical place for you in that period of time. Sure, in 20 minutes, it might be the coffee table in your living room again and everybody's in and out and the rest of it. But for those 20 minutes and the lead up to those 20 minutes, create the unusual in your imagination. Create the special. Make it a sacred, magical place for that period of time. Sure, it's better to have a place in your home or even individual temple somewhere else, or an individual place that you've built outside of your home that is just for magic. But that's unrealistic for most people and how they live. So create that space before you do a magical ritual. If it returns to the mundane afterwards, fine. Next time you do a magical ritual, recreate it again as a special place. Ali, is 888 a sign of abundance from the universe? Well, kind of, because the universe is abundant. And 8 is infinity. And it's the three, it's the Trinity, it's the past, present and future. It is the over there, the here and the space in between. It's yesterday, today, tomorrow. It's the maiden goddess, the mother goddess and the crone goddess. It's the Father, Son and the Holy Ghost. It is the Trinity in infinity, and the universe is both infinite and abundant. So in that case, yeah. Leslie, I have black candles tucked away, not sure how to use them. Use them as a form of working with magic that is about pulling things to you. You can consecrate them with oil. Sandalwood is particularly good, where you hold the candle and you have the oil on your fingers, and with your intention you put oil on the top half of the candle first, and then you go to the bottom of the candle and you put oil coming up from the root to the middle. So you've consecrated it with oil, and the purpose of that, again, it's a focus. Consecration of oil is a powerful intention. It is consecrating the candle to do your work. You can use it as in the candle wick, where the fire holds the power, and once you light the fire with your intention and literally light it with a lighter or a match or whatever, from that point onwards the wick will always hold that intention, so you can actually have that magic there. You can use a black candle. When using that, you can do it in a sense of, you can do your magical ritual, and then you can blow out the candle, sending the information out into the universe and breathing the smoke into your body, so it really adds another level to it. Or You can do as other people that work with candle magic do. Also, you can allow the candle itself to burn all the way down, and when it's burnt all the way down, it sends the information to the universe the spell is finished. Whichever way you want to work on that is perfectly valid, as long as you make it valid in your mind. How long does candle magic last, Samantha? Does one need to keep at it regularly to keep the desired result? It depends on what you're asking for, Samantha. It depends, and asking for is the wrong way of doing that. It depends on what you command. It may be that what you're creating is something in the immediate, and once it has been created and you've had that experience, you're no longer choosing it anymore, and therefore the candle magic doesn't last after that experience. Or it may be the other way around. It may be that you are using candle magic to absolutely create long-term abundance. So working on the energy on a daily basis, really working with it and using, say, candle magic as a form of working with that, keeping it up regularly, will not only create the desired result, but will empower it. Or it may be that you do magic so powerful that you only ever need to do it once. Now, I would suggest you can do that through candle magic, but I would suggest there are forms of magic that have a greater effect on your unconscious mind and the creation of power. So I would look at it that way, really. But I would say it depends on what your intention is, Samantha, to how to answer that question. Okay, you feel that, Ali? Great. I'm looking for the next question. Moving this week, sad to miss this course. What we do, Ali, is we run the course in one of the private groups we've got called the Inner Sanctum. And we do it like a live feed like this. So we include the conversation, we include talking about the subject. Each person on the course will have the book we've written about the subject, and the book we've written about the subject is the course itself. And all of the videos then are left in the group. So there's a number of students, there's a few students that can't actually make the calls necessarily to do it live, but then watch the videos in their own time and do the work afterwards. So if physically not being able to attend this course and that you would really want to attend this course is the issue for you, I would say buy the course, join the group, watch the videos, do the work in your own time. It's an option for you, my friend. You make the decision. Actually not physically being able to be on the course, sure, it means you don't get to ask questions there and then, but you can always leave questions in the group for me or for April or for both of us, or indeed the other group members. But other than that, there's no disadvantage, because we do it live feed. The video of the live feed is left in the course for you to watch during the week, the month that the course actually runs. Up to you, my friend, but there's an option there for you if you wish it. And I see that April has replied in exactly the same way. I answered your question. I'm really pleased to hear that, Karen. I am very pleased, Ali. You got that? A lump sum for purchase. Thank you for your wisdom. Yes, you're welcome, Lee. Hey, Hemi. I want to progress in my work and get the pay that I know I feel I deserve. How do I do this? How do I unblock what's holding me back? In your case, Hema, it's a switch over from feeling that people, the organization, the world, whatever, is doing this to you, to I am creating this level of money in my life because I am of this value. I am worth this. I am a powerful creator, and everything in my reality is a reflection of what I'm creating, either consciously or unconsciously. And now I choose to move those limitations. Now you can do this in a way of, say, we're on the topic of candle magic, of working with candle magic to destroy the limitations. Or you can wink at the limitations, hop, skip and jump, avoid them completely and create directly. So you can either go with the destruction and then creation, or you can stand aside, let destruction pass you and focus completely on the direction you're going. Both will work. And that comes round to absolute intention, putting the energy in there, absolute belief in your ability to create your reality, getting past any idea that there is such a thing as external reality doing anything to you, that it's all actually completely you because only you experiences your reality your way, and empowering yourself with that belief that there is an absolute connection with you, your magic, your intention, the candle, the flame, and what happens in your reality. That's the path there. Now, sometimes it's great, isn't it, to go hop, skip, and jump, avoid karma, avoid, having to do the destruction part of the obstacles before and just go straight for creation. But sometimes there's a real satisfaction in these are the obstacles I put in front of myself for so long in my life. Explode them and then create, because it creates a a joy, a passion that you can then use to do the creative parts of your magic. Hope that helps, my friend. By the way, Hema and I have known each other for about 1200 years, so I can speak directly to her like that. Hello, Lorraine. I'm looking for the next question. I got lots of thank yous. Sorry, I don't know anything about candle magic. Is there anything I need to be doing? Well, I would say buying our book, joining our course, watching this video when we put it out afterwards. I would work in those kind of ways. In terms of candle magic, it's about working effectively to set up a form of magic to create what it is you desire. It's in the very short, loose form. But I would say we're providing the tools. I've been talking about it on this video. We're providing the tools to give you everything that you would need in order to be effectively a candle magic magician, shall we say. The book is only $6, which is extraordinarily cheap if you think about it. You probably can't get a yoga class for $10. If you can, you're just about. And it runs through exactly how to do 4 different kinds of ritual spells, if you like, and how to create your own candle magic rituals by yourself. It is the whole point of the course that starts on Thursday. So yeah, you don't know, but you can shift yourself from a place of not knowing into knowing. Those opportunities are there for you right this moment, Lorraine. Thank you for your highly informative and full of wisdom, reasonably priced too. I'm going to employ Lee to work for me, I think, because he has the best copyright for Magic, Self and Spirit. Thank you, Lee. You're welcome, Karen. What would my money blockers be when doing candle magic? It's a really interesting question. Your money blockers, Nan, I sense, are belief. And there's twofold. One is, do I believe that's actually possible, and is this just another, sure, albeit very ancient, because candle magic has been around since the beginning of time, but is this another scam? Am I being hoodwinked? Am I wasting my time by hoping that this would work for me? It would be one hand. And the other hand, the other blocker for you, I sense, would be, yeah, okay, I'm convinced that candle magic can work for other people like Steve, but it won't work for me. I'm just an ordinary person. I don't have those skills. I don't have that knowledge. Why should it work for me? Why would the universe work for me? And I would sense that around money and candle magic, they would be your blockers. That's what I sense for you. And candle magic would be perfect because it would help you move through those. And there's a message from April about that too. Looking forward to working with you on Thursday too, Lee. You're very welcome, Lorraine. Interesting question, Vivian. Can you just not use the space or your room that is sacred to you, that you and you alone for your own practice, that you meditate and feel the most energy in? Yes, absolutely. The point of consecration isn't that you can't do it without it. The point of consecration is that you give yourself another level of symbolism. Your unconscious mind works with symbols. Your unconscious mind works with story. Your unconscious mind is a child. That's how it operates. Yet it's a genius child because it creates your reality and it can unlock the door to the collective consciousness. So the reason for consecration, the reason for using magic and the focus of flame is that all of these are really, really powerful symbols in your unconscious mind that opens you up to different levels of magic. What another way of saying what you asked me there is, can you not just meditate? Meaning, can you not just use mind magic? Yes, of course you can. The issue is that with mind magic, you have to create a construction in your mind that's effective, that gives the information to your unconscious mind from your conscious mind that we are doing magic. And that doesn't happen in the logical ways. Your unconscious mind doesn't work logically, it works symbolically, it works with story. And that's why the storytelling of doing candle magic, the storytelling of doing ritual, of working with flame, of focusing the attention, is what the unconscious mind gets hold of. So when you're just working in your imagination, yes, of course it can work, and yes, of course it does work, but only when you've primed your unconscious mind to to deliberately work with the story of being able to do magic. So when I do ritual magic, sometimes, particularly because I'm a traveller and I may be in a hostel or a room where I don't have the room to do a ritual, sometimes I may do the whole of the ritual that I would do, create the whole temple in my mind, create all the different candles and the incense and the altar, etc., etc. Call in the particular beings I'm working with, whether they be spirits of humans, spirits of angels, spirits of animals, spirits of demons, whatever I'm working with, and do the whole psychodrama in my mind and have all the feelings and visualize it as if I was watching this most amazing movie, and speak and whisper the incantations and sing the magic alive and create the color and create the whole picture. Yeah, but I would argue that the reason I can do that so effectively, if you like, the invocation form of it, is because I've done the evocation form of it so often that my unconscious mind is used to that as the story. It's used to that as the imagination. It's used to being able to work in that kind of way, so it doesn't know the difference between what I'm imagining and what I'm actually doing. It's extraordinarily difficult to just do mind magic when you haven't done external magic, because it's about priming your unconscious mind, because that's where the power is. Only your unconscious mind has the link to the higher mind, the collective human consciousness, the place of magic, not your conscious mind. So it's about priming that child that is actually about 8 years old to be completely involved in that story that opens those doors, that uses your clear, powerful intention in order to create your magic in your reality. That's why I would say yes and no to that question at the same time. Karen Weiss, Hello, if one wants to use candle magic to get rid of what no longer serves you, letting go of people, i.e. old photos, what candles would you use? I assume you mean what colour candles. I would use black in its destructive form. I would use red in its destructive form. I would create my intentions that way round. I would build up the layers of symbolism in just the way I was speaking to Vivian at that point in time, of consecration, of dropping into deep meditation, of opening my eyes from that state, of staring through the flame into the astral flame and seeing myself there, cutting those links, destroying those links, whatever it is you want to, that you choose to do. But I would probably use, black, red, maybe even violet, because violet has that context of raising the vibrations in your body in order to be able to do that kind of magic in the first place. But I wouldn't use violet on its own. I would use violet either with black or red, or maybe even with both, and set them up in a triangle, so when they're alight, you've got that kind of, they're close enough that you've got that kind of haze of heat between the flames, and then you stare through that haze. Hope that helps. You're very welcome, Lorraine. How would you use candle magic in the power of healing for others and the self? Okay, I'm not going to go into huge detail, Lee, because that's actually week 2 of the course that we're actually dealing with that. But I would look at perhaps working with a white candle in purification, purging, bringing in higher vibration in order to move the older stuff, perhaps. I would look at green as a healing color, because green is the color of the earth, and the earth has all the healing properties that we need. I may, like on the course, I think we work with green and brown, again because of the earth colors, the earth connotations, the goddess, if you like, Mother Nature, that kind of stuff that has the power to heal. And I would work possibly candle magic that way. I may use healing from the negative end, that for example, I'm very unlikely, if somebody has cancer, to be sending them light. I don't want those cancer cells to grow. I'm getting a message saying, sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. I'm going to keep speaking. I don't know whether you can hear me. So I would probably use darkness to destroy, and then lighter colors to heal. I think the video is still going, so I'm going to keep speaking. April, could you let me know if you can see me? Vivian, to get into Defo Go on the course, there's so much information. Thank you. Fab explanation to my question. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate your guidance. It's showing fine at your end. Okay. So I'll just keep talking. Anyway, it's pretty much the end of the questions. I'm just getting, you can hear me. That's wonderful. I don't know what's happened to this end. They're not showing me it. So just to wrap up, we've got to the end of the question. I think I answered everybody's question, which is great to be able to do. It's very unusual. The course starts on Thursday. The book is available now for just $6. April and I are very proud of it. We've worked extraordinarily hard. We've used our lockdown time to write our 3rd book in lockdown, which is fabulous because we're so cool on this. We're really pleased with ourselves. And if you buy today at $6, you will have it by Tuesday. Samantha has already bought. Thank you, Samantha. It's wonderful to be able to share this information with you. But I would urge you, come and join us. Come and work with us on the course. Come and see the power of transmutational meditation for a reason, of how we can work with moon magic and candle magic together to prime your unconscious minds into a really, really powerful approach. April will put links in here on the live feed as it streams. And I'm going to close this now, and I will be on tomorrow on the page for the half an hour of live Ask Spirit. Great to work with you all. Love you all. Have a great day. Catch up with you soon.